Very good morning, students. In this particular lecture, we are taking up a system which is very important in case of fasciola hepatica. So you may get, there is a chance of 99% in the examination that you will get a question on this particular system. So I would suggest every student to make some diagrams and to make some notes of this particular system along with this particular lecture. So students, the excretory system of a typical platyhelminth or the Fasciola hepatica is composed of some particular structures. So the very peculiar type of cells which are excretory in nature, they are present in these particular animals. And these excretory cells are called as the flame cells. So these are the most important type of cells which are present in the phylum Platyhelminthes for excretion. So they are called as flame cells. Now why they have got a name as flame cells, that will be discussed with the diagram of these cells. Now first of all, we should know that the body of the Fasciola hepatica is leaf-like. If we go by this particular diagram, you can very well see that the Fasciola hepatica is somewhat flattened. This is leaf-like structure if you go with the outline. And students, these are the flame cells. So if you consider these particular small dot-like structures, these are all flame cells. So these are the excretory cells which are making up the urine at the individual levels. And when they make urine inside them, this urine is carried towards the main duct, towards the center. So these are the small excretory ducts. And each flame cell has got its own capillary, the smaller tube, the smallest tube that we have in the excretory system. And that capillary, it is joining with other capillaries to form the excretory trunks. And these excretory trunks, they are finally opening into the central longitudinal excretory canal, and whole of the urine is poured into this canal, and this canal is opening finally onto the excretory pore, and the urine goes out. So this is the mechanism of formation of urine in flame cells. And then the urine is carried in various excretory canals to the main trunk. Then the trunks, they open into the longitudinal excretory canal, and this canal, it opens out at the excretory pore at the very end. So that was the whole of the structure of the excretory system. And the most important cells, they are the flame cells. So now we have the structure of the flame cell with us. Now in the coming slide, we'll be taking up first of all the organization or the arrangement of these flame cells. Now how these flame cells, they are arranged inside the body of Fasciola hepatica. So first of all, I would like to say that all the flame cells, they are present scattered in the body of Fasciola. So they are found scattered. So as you can see in the diagram, they are present all over the body, inside, like every corner of the body they are present. So they are all flame cells. And now we are taking up the arrangement, that how they are arranged inside the body. Now students, in this particular diagram, you can see the arrangement of the flame cells and how they are connected to the main excretory canal. Now first of all, the diagram, it is showing that these are the flame cells. So I'll be taking the structure of a single flame cell in the next diagram. So these are the flame cells, Now each flame cell, it is having its own capillary. So these are the capillary ducts. So here you have three flame cells and three capillaries which are coming out of these flame cells, and these capillary tubules, they are joining to each other, so they are called as the twins. And these twins, they are joining to form the excretory vessels. So these are somewhat big vessels, and these vessels, they are again joining to form the excretory trunks, and these trunks, they are opening into the excretory canal. So this is the major longitudinal excretory canal which is present in the center, and that is opening out at the excretory pore, and the urine goes out. So this is the arrangement of the flame cells in the body of the Fasciola hepatica. Now here we are taking up the structure of a single flame cell. So students, in the diagram you can very well see this is a single flame cell. Now we'll be talking about that why it is called as a flame cell. So students, this is the main body of the flame cell. So this is the main body. This is the nucleus of the flame cell. So each flame cell has got one nucleus which is controlling the whole physiology of this particular cell. Now what happens, that these are the pseudopodia like structures which are present towards the outside of the flame cell. These are the basal granules. So they are many in number. So here you can see a number of basal granules, and from each basal granule a single cilium arises. So in the very center you can see number of cilia. So these are many in number, and whenever these cilia move inside the lumen of the flame cell, they look like as a flame. So that's why they are named as flame cells. So this is due to the movement of the cilia which are present inside them. So they look like as a flame. That's why these are flame cells. So this is the structure of the flame cell. It has got a nucleus, it has got many basal granules, it has got pseudopodia like structures, it is having the number of cilia, and we have written here as this is the ciliary flame. So this is due to the movement of the cilia. Now something about the physiology of this particular cell. Now students, we are taking up the third aspect of flame cells. This is the physiology of urine formation, that how the urine is formed inside these flame cells, and this is the most important part. Now student, first of all you should know that the flame cells, they are present inside the body of the Fasciola hepatica, and the excretory products which have to be excreted, they are present outside the flame cell. So if I take this particular excretory product, so these are the excretory wastes which are present around the flame cells. So these are the wastes, and these wastes, they have to be excreted out in the urine. Now what happens, that first of all the cilia of the flame cell, they move. So whenever they move here and there like a flame, what happens, the pressure inside the lumen, it decreases. So here I have written that the P, or the pressure, it decreases inside the cavity of this flame cell, or the lumen of this flame cell. So lumen is the empty space which is present inside the flame cell. So whenever the cilia, they move, the pressure inside this lumen, it decreases. Now what happens, that the excretory products, they are pulled towards the inside of the flame cell due to this low pressure. So as the pressure decreases, the excretory products, they come inside the body of the flame cell. So here you can see we have written these are the globules of excretion. So they have come inside the body of the flame cell. So further, when the pressure decreases to lower extents, it further decreases, and what happens that these granules, they come inside the lumen. So they are now coming towards the lumen of the flame cell. So they are coming towards the inside. So what happens that these excretory globules or the excretory products now are present in the cell lumen, in the lumen of the flame cell. Now this particular excretory product is called as the primary urine. So here we can write it as the primary urine. So it is present in the lumen. Now what happens that if something which is important for Fasciola hepatica, which is good for Fasciola hepatica, it comes along with this primary urine into the lumen, it is taken out, and this process is called as reabsorption. And this process, it happens at the level of the capillary duct. So if something is important, it is taken back into the body, and what happens that the final urine which is present in the capillary after the reabsorption, it is going out of this flame cell. So there are two processes which are going on in the Fasciola hepatica for urine formation. The very first is, the first process can be the ultrafiltration, and this ultrafiltration is going on in the flame cell or the lumen. So this ultrafiltration will make the primary urine, and the second part, which is the second part in the physiology, this is the reabsorption. So this is occurring in the capillary of the flame cell, and good products are taken back, they are reabsorbed, and they after the reabsorption, what is made, this is the final urine. So this final urine will go out into the excretory tubules, then they will go to the trunks, then the urine will go to the main longitudinal excretory canal, and it will be going out of the body of the Fasciola hepatica. So students, that was the physiology of the urine formation. So overall, this particular cell, the flame cell, is responsible for the formation of, first of all, the primary urine, then after reabsorption, the final urine, and the final urine or the secondary urine, it is going into the excretory duct, and it is going out of the body. So this is the physiology of the urine formation in flame cells. So I hope that you have understood this particular topic. The main three things that we have discussed in this topic is that what are the flame cells, their arrangement and the structure, and at last we have discussed the urine formation in Fasciola hepatica. So there is a very big role of the cilia which are present inside the flame cells. When they move, they decrease the pressure, and this pressure decrease is responsible for the ultrafiltration of the excretory products into the lumen of the flame cell. So that's why they are called as a flame cell, and this is the importance of the flame inside these cells. So I hope that you have understood this topic, and this is a very, very important topic as per your examinations are concerned. So you should be going with this topic very particularly and very meticulously. Thank you.